yeah, confidence is a real thing, and when you don't have it, the game gets pretty tough. So the group feels pretty confident right now. Guys, as individuals, are starting to play a little bit better, starting to see some results, and feeling good about themselves, as you said.
Something shifted inside the Edmonton Oilers, and it hit fast. Connor McDavid said the locker room feels different, and that single line sent a sharp wave through the hockey world. 2 big wins, a hat trick, a sudden rise in energy around the team. Something changed behind those doors, and the signs are now showing on the ice. But the full picture has only started to come out. The story around the Edmonton Oilers changed quickly after 2 strong wins. The team had been working through pressure, but the mood inside the room shifted after those games. Connor McDavid said the locker room feels different now. That statement came after back-to-back blowout wins that gave the group a new level of energy. His words pointed to a real change inside the team, and people paid close attention because the timing lined up with a clear jump in play. In the 9-4 win over Seattle, McDavid scored a hat trick and added 1 assist. The report confirmed that performance and showed how strong the offense looked in that game. His speed stood out. His touches turned into chances. The team moved well as a group, and the win became one of their biggest of the stretch. That kind of score placed focus on the team's push and added weight to McDavid's message about the mood in the room. The results showed on the scoreboard, and that added even more interest to what was happening behind the scene. Reports also noted that the 2 blowout wins came at an important moment. The room feels different now. That quote came after the pair of wins sparked what the outlet called a sudden revival. The shift was clear, and the timing made the comment even stronger. Back-to-back games with full control, strong offense, better tone inside the group. McDavid's message did not claim anything about the future. It focused only on what he saw in the room after those wins. The facts were simple. The team looked faster. The team looked more connected. And the team had 2 major wins in a row with strong scoring from the top line and support throughout the lineup. His hat trick showed how the offense opened up. But the bigger point was the energy around the team. That part made people look closer, because a shift like that often connects to something larger, and the next steps carried even more interest as the story moved forward. The reaction inside the league grew after McDavid's comments came out. The focus stayed on the exact changes he described. The outlet explained that his message came right after the team showed strong control in both games. It also noted how the results pushed talk about a real shift inside the group. The story kept attention on the quote because it was direct and clear. The room feels different now. That single line set the tone for what came next. The second strong win continued that same path. The Times of India piece said the back-to-back wins sparked a sudden revival. Those were the words used in the report. It linked the wins directly to the new tone inside the group. That connection held attention because the timing lined up so cleanly. The change did not come from guesswork. It came after specific games, clear results, and clear actions on the ice. Every detail pointed to the same thing. The team felt a shift, and the top player confirmed it. There was also growing interest in how the team would respond after this stretch. The reporting never claimed a long-term outcome. It only showed the facts from the games and the comments that followed. McDavid spoke after the wins and described the mood. The team's play matched his state. The data from the games supported the report. The story built from what the articles recorded, and each detail added weight to the shift inside the team. The tone inside the room became part of the larger picture, and the next stage of the season carried even more focus as people waited to see what would come after this sudden rise.
Pierre LeBrun and Darren Dreger, usually guys, it takes a month or 2 before we get into the trade rumors of good players on struggling teams coveted by other teams, but
everything in the NHL is shifting fast. The Edmonton Oilers are quietly rethinking their roster. Rumors now link them to big trades that could hit the Toronto Maple Leafs and Vancouver Canucks hard. The trade deadline radar is flashing red. What's coming next could change the makeup of the league, and that story is already underway. The Oilers entered this season with high hopes, but recent reporting shows they are off to another slow start. They are a different team than the one that reached the Stanley Cup final the last 2 years. Depth scoring has evaporated. This season, they have become more of a 4 to 5 man team. Their lack of extra scoring punch is now a major concern. Their goaltending needs more attention too. Their front office must find a way to bring in reinforcements while working under salary cap constraints. In that context, names like Alex Tuch, Anthony Mantha, Mason Marchment, and Kiefer Sherwood are being floated as potential solutions to boost Edmonton's forward core. At the same time, the Vancouver Canucks are reportedly ready to move several of their veteran players. The club has made it clear that veterans outside of their top core, outside H. Philip Hronek and Quinn Hughes, are available for trade. Unrestricted free agents and non-core veterans such as Sherwood, Derek Forbort, Teddy Bluger, and former Oilers forward Sherwood again have been listed among those who could be moved before the deadline. Some of these names, like Sherwood, overlap with Edmonton's wish list. That convergence could set up serious trade discussions involving the Canucks and Oilers, with ripple effects across the league. Across the Atlantic in Toronto, the Maple Leafs are facing their own crossroad. Their offseason changes, including shedding some star contracts, were meant to shift the club identity. The goal was broader team balance, not reliance on a few stars. That proposed swap has drawn attention. On the surface, it might reduce salary burdens and give both players a fresh start. Some believe it only helps Edmonton with the reduction in salary. Still, that deal might not dramatically improve either club. Some analysts argue it doesn't move the needle. Meanwhile, for the Canucks, the pressure is rising on their core players like Quinn Hughes. Trade speculation has intensified. Some outside teams, including a franchise from the league's elite group, have reportedly shown serious interest in Hughes. If Vancouver opts to rebuild rather than retool, the timing could align with Edmonton's need. That could make the Oilers a logical target for assets that Vancouver might move. The NHL trade market has sparked widespread buzz this week. Several rumor roundups list Edmonton, Vancouver, and Toronto as three of the most active teams. Some insiders even link the Oilers with a potential goaltender trade. Names like Jordan Binnington are being floated. That signals the club may be preparing more than one major move. If those moves come together, forward depth, defense, or goaltending, the Oilers front office under Stan Bowman could reshape the roster dramatically. For Toronto and Vancouver, the calculus is different. Both must weigh short-term performance versus long-term restructuring. The balance is delicate. The next few weeks could see surprise moves. The deadline looms. The buzz is rising. The Oilers front office seems to be cooking something major. Fans across three cities, Edmonton, Toronto, Vancouver, are watching closely. The implications go beyond a single trade. The balance of power in the league could shift. Trade proposals are circulating. Rumors are building. The official moves may come soon, and when they do, the NHL landscape might look different. Has insiders stunned because Montreal may be closer to landing a star center than anyone expected.
First thing I'd tell you is the Habs, O-Dog, my understanding is, listen, they've gone through the entire league in their preparations internally and have a list of what centers could potentially pop up between now and next season, and obviously ahead of the March 6th trade deadline this year. You name a name and it's come up internally with the Montreal Canadiens. And yes, Nazem Kadri is one of those names. I think the Habs would have interest in him.
Nazem Kadri's name has become one of the most active in NHL trade circle. The Calgary Flames sit at 2-8 and 1-11 games, their worst start in years. Kadri leads the team with 8 points in those contests and is now just 4 games away from reaching the 1,000-game milestone in his NHL career. Despite his performance, the growing instability inside Calgary has sparked league-wide trade speculation. According to multiple reports, the Montreal Canadiens are one of several teams exploring center options. TSN insiders Pierre LeBrun and Darren Dreger confirmed that Montreal continues to search for a true second-line center to strengthen their roster. LeBrun noted that if Calgary ever decides to move Kadri, the Canadiens would be a logical fit. However, both analysts emphasized that the Flames are nowhere close to making that decision. Kadri's contract remains a significant fact. He is signed through 2029 with a $7 million cap hit. Originally protected by a full no-move clause, his deal has now shifted to a 13-team no-trade list, meaning Montreal could technically pursue him if they are not on that list. That adjustment alone has created a surge of interest, as it gives general manager Kent Hughes new room to maneuver. Still, there are clear limits to how far the Canadiens are willing to go. Frank Saravalli stated on Bleacher Report's Insider Note that Montreal's top 2024 first-round pick, Michael Hague, is completely off the table. When asked Asked about the possibility of including Hage in a Kadri trade, Saravalli replied directly, "No, it's not." He described Hage's early NCAA season at Michigan as pretty special so far, adding that Montreal have to be thrilled with yet another interesting prospect in their pipeline. But the tension continues to build. Calgary's early slump and internal struggles are drawing league attention. Montreal's need for a proven center only fuels the speculation further, and as the Flames face mounting pressure to fix their season, observers can't help but wonder, could Kadri's 1,000th game be one of his last in a Flames jersey? The next few weeks could decide whether Nazem Kadri stays in Calgary or joins Montreal. League insiders say Flames GM Craig Conroy is under pressure as the team sits 2-8 and 1, their patience running out. Kadri leads the roster in scoring and is just 4 games from his 1,000th NHL appearance, yet his name dominates trade discussion. Montreal's GM Kent Hughes continues searching for a proven second-line center behind Nick Suzuki. Players like Christian Dvorak and Jake Evans haven't provided consistent offense, making Kadri a logical fit. His $7 million cap hit through 2029 complicates talk, and any deal would likely need Calgary to retain salary or take contracts back. Still, Montreal's cap flexibility after moving Carey Price's contract to long-term injured reserve keeps them in position to act. TSN's Pierre LeBrun reports the Flames aren't close to trading Kadri, but Montreal has done its homework, monitoring his leadership and playoff experience. Head coach Martin St. Louis values that intensity. Insiders say Hughes won't sacrifice the rebuild for short-term gain, giving Montreal leverage as Calgary's slump deepens. Kadri's looming 1,000th game adds tension. It could come in a new uniform if talks advance. For now, both clubs wait, and every Calgary loss makes a move feel closer.
If you're a Habs fan, then rookie Ivan Demidov needs no introduction. The Montreal Canadiens announced the signing of the 19-year-old Russian forward to the utter jubilation of fans.
The 19-year-old Russian player's flight was the most tracked in the world.
Something shocking is happening in Montreal. 19-year-old Ivan Demidov is racing past every other rookie in the league. His early performance has already pushed him to the top of the Calder Trophy watch list. Analysts call his rise remarkable. The data says it's real. This is the crazy reason why Ivan Demidov might win the Calder Trophy. 3 times in NHL history, a team has won the Calder Trophy in consecutive seasons. The last occurrence happened in 1968 when the Boston Bruins accomplished this feat. The Montreal Canadiens now sit in position to become the 4th franchise to achieve this milestone. Lane Hudson won the award in 2025. Ivan Demidov leads all rookies in scoring through October 2025.
Folks, we have a Calder Trophy race. Ivan Demidov is right back in it. 9 points in 10 games to start the season.
Ivan Demidov has 9 points through his first 10 NHL games in the 2025-26 season. He has scored 2 goals and recorded 7 assists. This places him first among all rookies in scoring. Demidov became the first Canadiens rookie to score 9 points in his first 10 games since Stephen Lebeau in 1989-1990. On October 25, 2025, Demidov recorded his first 3-point game in the NHL. He scored 1 goal and added 2 assists in a 4-3 victory over the Vancouver Canucks. Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki commented on Demidov's play. "He's a great player on the power play," Suzuki said. "His poise and vision, he's always finding play, finding seams. He's got a good shot, and he's probably run every single power play he's ever been on, so he's got a lot of reps on those." Head coach Martin St. Louis moved Demidov to the first power play unit before the game against Vancouver. St. Louis explained his decision. "I've known all along that Demi can play on the first power play," St. Louis said. "I got to a certain point with Demi where I felt like he had showed me that he's willing to play on the other side of the game, the defensive game, and he's bought in, and he's actually very attentive and trying to keep getting better." The Canadiens' power play statistics improved after adding Demidov to the first unit. Without Demidov on the first power play unit, Montreal averaged 93 shots per 60 minutes. With Demidov, the team produces 125 shots per 60 minutes. This represents a 34% increase in shot production. High-danger scoring chances also increased. Without Demidov, the Canadiens generated 22 high-danger shots per 60 minutes on the power play. With Demidov, they produce 36 high-quality chances per 60 minutes. This equals a 63% increase in dangerous scoring opportunities. Demidov currently plays 13 minutes and 47 seconds per game on average. He skates on a line with Alex Newhook and Oliver Kapanen at 5-on-5. NHL conducted a preseason poll for the 2025-26 Calder Trophy race. 15 voters participated in the poll. Demidov received 74 voting points. He earned 14 first-place votes. Matthew Schaefer of the New York Islanders finished second with 39 points. Jimmy Snuggerud of the St. Louis Blues placed third with 19 points. During the 2024 NHL Scouting Combine, Demidov answered a question about which player he most resembled. "I think it's a combination of Kirill Kaprizov and Jack Hughes," Demidov told Montreal Canadiens manager. Matthew Schaefer was selected first overall by the New York Islanders in the 2025 NHL Draft. He turned 18 years old on September 5, 2025. He became the youngest defenseman in NHL history to score a game-winning goal at 18 years and 46 days old. He extended his career-opening point streak to 6 games. Schaefer recorded his first multi-point game during this stretch. Jimmy Snuggerud was selected 23rd overall by the St. Louis Blues in the 2022 NHL Draft. He scored 51 points in 40 games during his final season at the University of Minnesota. He recorded 4 points in 7 regular season games for the Blues at the end of the 2024-2025 season. He added 4 points in 7 playoff games. Demidov averages 2.7 shot attempts per game and 0.9 shots on goal per game through the first 10 games of the season. He maintains a +3 rating. Demidov uses a wide skating stance referred to as 10-2 positioning. This technique allows him to move east-west across the ice with speed. Elite Prospects 2024 NHL Draft Guide described Demidov's skill set. The guide stated, "Every move serves a purpose, whether improving the quality of his look as a shooter or creating openings in the defense that he can exploit as a distributor." Dan Milstein serves as Demidov's agent through Gold Star Hockey. Milstein discussed Demidov's mental approach to the season. "He deleted all social media from his phone and completely disconnected from the media," Milstein said. "Ivan focuses only on hockey and family. His personal stats don't really matter to him." The Montreal Canadiens hold an 8-3-0 record through October 28, 2025. They sit in first place in the Atlantic Division. Nick Suzuki has 13 points during a 9-game point streak. This represents the longest point streak in the NHL for the 2025-26 season. The Canadiens have 3 third-period comeback wins this season. This total leads the NHL. Montreal went 2 for 3 on the power play in their victory over Vancouver on October 25, 2025. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Calder Trophy 10 times. This represents the most wins by any franchise. The Chicago Blackhawks rank second with 9 Calder Trophy winners. 10 defensemen have won the Calder Trophy since 1980.
Demidov avoided the check. Demidov. Look out, gave it away right on the tape of Pinto. And I think a cross-checking call behind the play.
I think it's going to be a slash.
A slash, sorry. It's going against Ottawa, and Nick Cousins can't believe it. And he'll go for 2 or less.
This has been a parade to the box for Nick Cousins, unfortunately. He's going to take a little slash of Demidov into the hand here. So here's the turnover right here, the middle of the ice. And then there's a chop right on the wrist of Demidov.
A rookie star's night ended in pain. Ivan Demidov, slashed down by Nick Cousins, left the ice holding his wrist. The hit didn't just stop the play, it started something bigger. Nick Cousins delivered a 2-handed slash right across Demidov's wrist. The Canadiens rookie tried to skate off, but the pain forced him out. He was removed from the game. Before the hit, Demidov was having a strong night. He had already collected 2 assists in the game. He pushed the play against Ottawa's defense and kept creating scoring chances. His skating and passing showed why fans are so excited about him. But after the slash, his night ended early. Head coach Martin St. Louis was asked for an update right after the game. He said, "Not right now. He's still being evaluated, so not right now." That was the official word from the Canadiens bench. The team called the move by Cousins unnecessary. St. Louis added, "There's no need for that. It's an exhibition game. I don't think there's any need for that in the game." Nick Cousins delivered the chop late in the game. This was after a string of rough moments between the two teams. Reports suggest Cousins may have been retaliating after Arbor Shekaj of Montreal had been ejected earlier. Fans were quick to react. Online, they described the slash as cowardly. Analysts said the Department of Player safety is likely to review the play. That means Cousins could face discipline before the regular season begins. Ivan Demidov's health became the biggest focus of the night. Reports later confirmed he avoided serious injury. Elliot Friedman shared on X, "Don't believe there's any long-term injury concern for Demidov after the slash he took last night." This was seen as good news for Montreal, especially with the season opener scheduled for October 8th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Canadiens have already decided to be cautious. Demidov may sit out the next preseason game. This is to give him time to rest and recover. Alexandre Carrier also stated that none of the Canadiens players had serious injuries coming out of the game. That includes Demidov. Even with the incident, the Canadiens won the game 5-0. The score was one-sided, but the conversation after the final horn centered only on Demidov's injury. Before leaving